Despite all the negative headlines, Arkansas's state budget is working on a surplus. There is a law that prohibits our state government from running the budget into the red at the end of the fiscal year. Governor Mike Beebe explains how Arkansas plays by its own rules.
Well, we budget conservatively. That's one of the first things. We try to make sure that we anticipate downturns, and if you're going to err, you err on the side of being conservative on spending so that you don't find yourself in a hole or a deficit. So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is that we've had some relative good fortune compared to the rest of the country in creating jobs. Some 18,000 manufacturing jobs have been created. Even though we've lost a lot of jobs and continue to lose a lot of jobs, you offset a lot of that with the creation of new jobs, new economic opportunities. And not only that, some of those 18,000 new jobs have been extremely high-paying jobs, where some of the jobs that we've lost were lower-paying jobs. Now, if you're the person who lost the job, it's a little comfort to you that somebody else has got another job. But those two factors, probably conservative budgeting and an aggressive economic development policy that's allowed us to be able to attract new businesses and new enterprises into our state, have helped create that.
Could you put the surplus in perspective? It's around $300 million, correct?
Yeah, in perspective, it's pretty small. We're really dealing with about a $20 billion, billion as in boy, a $20 billion overall budget counting all sources of revenues and funds. So $300 million is a very small percentage of $20 billion. Even if we didn't have any surplus, even if it was just zero, we're better off than 43 other states who are running in the red, running in the hole, and consequently either having to raise taxes significantly or cut services significantly, or both.
What about federal stimulus money?
Arkansas gets its share of federal stimulus money. It's going to be about $2.1 billion. There are a lot of guidelines into how you use that money. Some of it's going for infrastructure to try to create jobs. For example, roads and highways and bridges, to either build new roads or repair existing ones. That creates job opportunities for construction companies and for people that work in that business. Hopefully that helps stimulate the economy. We have some of the same things in another pot of money, stimulus money for water and sewer projects to try to create jobs and give the taxpayers something in return for their money, because that's whose money this is. A lot of the money was designated to restore education cuts. Since we didn't have education cuts, we were afraid for a while that Arkansas would be punished for prioritizing education to the point that we didn't have any cuts. But they will allow us to use that for education purposes. But since it's one-time money, it should be used for one-time projects, not built into a budget that 2 years from now the money goes away, then what do you do? School buildings, upgrades, repairs, maintenance, new construction, those things that really do benefit the schools, benefit the students, benefit the taxpayers.
Beebe says state universities will also benefit from capital improvements, seen in the construction of new buildings and equipment upgrades. Stimulus money will also go to boosting education funding.
While we haven't had any cuts in K through 12, and while you can argue we didn't have any cuts in higher education, what we did have was a cut of the increase in higher education. And let me explain that a minute. When I came into office, we increased over a 2-year period spending for colleges and universities by 14%. 10% in the first year, an additional 4% over and above that. We did the 10% in the first year, but with the downturn in the economy, we were not only not able to do the 4%, but we, in the second year, cut that 10 back to about 8. So they didn't get a cut from before I got here, but they got a cut in the increase, if you will. And as a result of that, we're eligible to use some stimulus money to restore the cut in the increase. So it's not a lot of money because we didn't cut it very much, but about $21 million is going to be available to restore what we would have otherwise have liked to have done for our colleges and universities. So that will help.
From rice to retail, Arkansas's economy is quite diverse. Yet, Governor Beebe hopes to see it become more green.
Well, one of the things that I've pushed from way back in the campaign and continue to push is renewable and sustainable energy. Green jobs created from green industries. We actually are probably leading the country now in manufacturing for wind energy components windmill blades, windmill turbines, windmill nacelles. We can manufacture the equipment and hire the people necessary to be able to create those windmills and create that wind energy. And we've been able to attract 3 European companies that are in that business that have created jobs in Arkansas. In addition, Arkansas is uniquely well situated to provide cellulosic motor fuels. That is to say, we can actually make ethanol, and in the drawing board or in the lab, we can make actual gasoline. It's not yet commercially applicable on gasoline, but we can make motor fuels out of tree stumps and tree tops, switchgrass, algae, cotton stalks, rice straw, rice hulls. We've got a plant down in Stuttgart making ethanol for use in cars and trucks out of rice hulls. So there are all sorts of opportunities with green energy, renewable energy source opportunities that Arkansas can, should, and will, and actually we are taking advantage of.
Taking advantage of an opportunity is something Beebe knows about firsthand. An opportunity to be the governor of the natural state.
When I remember back to your campaign, you said you were, if I remember right, your campaign commercial said you were born in a tar paper shack.
Yeah.
Coming from that upbringing to the State House here and the governor's mansion, how has that journey been for you?
Well, you know, you look back on it, it's an amazing journey that was, I think, a testament to what this country can do and what you can do in this country, where you can go from a situation where you're raised by a single mom and born in poverty and born in your great-grandmother's tar paper shack, which was what it was as described to me, and to the highest office the state has to offer. It's a testament to the opportunity that America provides. It's also a testament to the education system. You know, it's a public education system in Arkansas. It's colleges and universities in Arkansas. I got a bachelor's degree from Arkansas State University and a law degree from the University of Arkansas. That's opened all those doors. It's enabled me to have my own law firm, to raise a family and have a good living, to spend 20 years in the Senate and 4 years as Attorney General and now as Governor. It's a testament to the American dream and the possibility that the American dream is open and available for just about anybody. So it's something that everybody should be able to understand and avail themselves of if they want to work hard and go get it.
From Little Rock, Daniel Phillips for On the Hill.